hidden in the depths of Florida. This Mennonite culture was birthed in the Christian church in the 16th century during the Protestant Reformation. Today, Team D, Rhonda Grant, Tamika Lemon, Mary Mackey, Bridget Cook Adams, and myself, Dwayne Harvey, will explore this culture. The Mennonites were known as a group of radicals within the church. The Mennonites began from their Swiss and German roots. Due to being persecuted, they decided to flee. In the 19th and 20th century, the Mennonites made it to the United States. They brought with them common traditions, their German dialect, and their love for all mankind. Although there's an estimated 1 million Mennonites in the U.S., Florida only has a minute population. Jacksonville, which boasts of some 843,000 residents, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, is basically non-existent when it comes to the Mennonite population. The Mennonites are in several small counties in Florida, finding them in Lake, Calhoun, Leon, and Sarasota. In Florida, the largest population of Mennonites is concentrated in Sarasota, Florida. They have the Pinecraft community. These Mennonites believe in close scriptural context. They believe in peace, justice, simplicity, community service, and mutual aid. Although there are 1 million Mennonites in the U.S., 17% are estimated to be in Sarasota, Florida. Although healthcare was once communal, provided in their own community, the Mennonites, unlike the Amish, assimilate to the general population. And their views, attitudes, belief, and culture is somewhat changing about the way healthcare is delivered today. Please welcome Ms. Rhonda Grant as she discusses the communication of a culture.
Hi, I will be discussing some communication within Mennonites. Communication, they vary in their own group in question. They communicate mostly in their own community, but they're starting to branch out and communicate with other cultures, mostly with governments. Their children, they used to have their own schools, but now children are going to other schools, mostly privates. Time orientation with the Mennonites, they are very laid back, and they look at time as past oriented. So if you're making appointments for any of these Mennonites, it's best to educate them on the importance of being on time. And the Mennonite space is very personal. Sexual define their space. They also age related with space. You have to be considered aged enough to get your own space, such as when children, they cannot go into the space of adults. They have to go into another room. Some social roles of the Mennonites: women do a lot of the cooking, cleaning, caring for the elderly and the children, a lot of the gardening. The men play the role as doing a lot of farm work, hard work around the house. 1/4 of the males are employed, like I said, with farmers, and then the men socialize for leadership. Women are submissive and voice very little. Men also do heavy farming and meat curing and fruit tree spraying. Like I say, women mostly responsible for the house. The religion of the Mennonites is Protestant church that originated from Anabaptist, a radical reform movement of the 16th century. They believe in Trinity and scriptures, especially the New Testaments, as a final culture for faith of life. Teachings are based on New Testaments and reject both war and use of corrective measures to maintain social order. Next with us is Tamika Lemon to speak about health care with the Mennonites.
Hello. The Mennonites believe that health originated from God and based upon relationships between community and God. The Mennonites also relied on home remedies and home treatment before seeking medical help outside their community. They also believed that if one were ill, engaging in work would allow individual to regain health. They also believed that keeping a clean house and eating properly related to being spiritually healthy to avoid narfrequenite, which means nerve problems to them. Mennonites had no dietary preferences, but consumption of milk was an essential component of good health. Mennonites also limited intake of fat, sugar, and potatoes in their diet. They also believed that eating healthy food, decreasing the fat in diet, and maintaining good hygiene and limit sugar intakes made for a healthy body. They believed physical illness was noted as being from flesh and bone. Mental illness to them originated from the heart. They believed that if you did not believe in God, then you were not healthy at all. Now we will present to you Mary Mackey about the Healthy 2020 in the Mennonites.
Healthy People 2020 objectives related to Mennonites. Increasing health insurance holders, still respecting the ideal that they're not being forced to get insurance. Reduce portions of people who are unable to obtain medical care, dental care, prescribed medications, mental health issues, vaccinations, preventive care, blood pressure screenings, glucose screenings, autoimmune disease, and also depression. The team feel we can implement the objectives at the local community level by showing a trusting attitude, educating ourselves first, and then educating the community about diseases that are affecting their culture. Suicide is an issue, and also mental health. Suicide and mental health issues. How important it is to not want to wait till last minute to seek medical attention. Informing the Mennonites that there are physicians, nurses that can communicate and that they can trust in promoting health through spirituality and respecting their decisions on prolonging life. Now Bridget will come and talk about the Class Act.
The recommended standards for cultural and linguistically appropriate services, which is the class, are being addressed. These are being addressed by providing care, considering their beliefs, such as they believe that health is a gift from God, but that clean living and a balanced diet help maintain it. Making education material available to them, whereas some of the Mennonites use traditional health care and alternative health care measures and practices such as healers and herbs and massage. Ongoing self-assessments of the cultural competence, meaning that the Mennonites have lower risk factors for disease than the general population because of their work in manual labor, consumption of fresh foods, and rare consumption of tobacco and alcohol. Collective appropriate data and access needs and resources for the community. Many of the Mennonites choose not to have insurance and maintain mutual aid funds for Mennonite members to help with the medical costs. By providing, recruiting, and retaining and promoting cultural competent staff, we're able to continue to meet the recommended standards for the class. And now Dwayne Harvey is going to come and present.
In conclusion, a lot can be learned from the study of the Mennonite culture, from living in peace and harmony to living with spiritual beliefs that form the foundation of what healthcare means to them. One of the most important things that I would like to share with you about this Mennonite community and culture is their community and their care for all mankind. They eat healthy, they work good, they do all of that to improve health and